The previous topic what we saw is classification of accounts. So here accounts are being classified into personal, impersonal, but in your sums, when it is being asked, most of the times it will be asked in 2 marks. Okay, so if this classification is being asked, you have to write whether it is personal, real or nominal. You need not write whether it is personal or impersonal. You have to write whether it is personal, real or nominal account. Okay, this is what is given in your illustration 5. When we move on to that, I'll explain that also to you. Then the most important rules for the accounting. Okay, without knowing this, we cannot do anything in accounts. Okay, so golden rules of double entry system. So if any accountancy student anywhere, it can be asked in any of the interviews, what are the golden rules of double entry system. Even if you are in deep sleep, you must know what are these. Okay, so here, as we said, there are 3 classifications: personal, real and nominal. So whenever we get any personal account, we should debit the receiver and credit the giver. And when we get any real account, in that case, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. If we get any nominal account, we have to debit all the expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. Okay, so this is what is really important when we convert any transaction into journal entry. Okay, so I'll repeat: personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. So whenever we get any person name, we must know, right, what all will come under personal account, what all will come under the real account and also the nominal accounts. First of all, we must know these 3 categorization. Okay, after that only we can write the entry whether it can be debited or credited. For that, we have to follow this rule. Okay, so if you get any personal account, in that case you have to debit the receiver and credit the giver. Likewise, if you get any real account, you have to debit what comes in and credit what goes out. If you get any nominal account, in that case you have to check whether it is expense or losses, or it can be incomes and gains also. So if you get expenses and losses, you have to debit all the expenses and losses and credit all the incomes and gains. Okay, so we'll move on to illustration 5 now. Classify the following into personal, real and nominal account. So here, capital. Capital is where a particular person or group of person invest in the business. Okay, so in that case, here persons are involved. So you have to treat capital as personal account. So classification of capital account is personal account. Second one is given is building. Building means it should be classified under real account. Okay, so why I say it is real account is it has physical existence. We can see it, we can feel, we can touch it, right? So in that case, we need to treat that as the real account. Okay, any asset, any properties or possessions should be treated as the real account, right? Is that what we read? Okay, so next, carriage inwards. Carriage inwards means it is an expense. So uh, if any products are being delivered, okay, for example, if you order something online and if the products are being delivered, we pay some delivery charges, right? Likewise, in factories also, when the goods are being delivered through maybe truck or containers, we need to pay carriage. Okay, it is an expense to the business. Then we have to classify it under the nominal account. Then we have cash, the most important asset to the business. Okay, so it is again the most important, because without cash in hand or cash at bank, we cannot do anything in the business. So cash is again a kind of a property or a possession. So we classify this under the real account. Then comes in commission received. So here the word received is given. Okay, so something whatever we receive, it can be discount, it can be dividend, it can be rent, it can be interest. Okay, it can be commission like what they have given. So all these are incomes we are receiving, so it is an income to the business. So whenever we get any income, then we have to classify this under the nominal account. Then comes in bank account. So bank, we already saw, it is a group of person, right? So it comes under the personal account. Then we get purchases. Purchases means anything which is being bought, or purchased, which means you are spending amount, or you are spending some money to purchase. So in that case, again, this is also an expense to the business. So we classify this under nominal account. Then comes in a particular name is given, Chandru. Okay, so any, if any name is given, automatically you can treat that as your personal account. Outstanding wages. So as we saw in the explanation of personal account, outstanding or prepaid will be classified under the personal account. To be very specific, it is a representative personal account, but you need not write it as representative personal account. Simply you can write it as personal account.